August predictions and horoscopes. Hello, everybody. I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. I know some of my regular viewers are probably confused about the background. I'm not in sunny, beautiful California today. I'm in sunny Las Vegas. It's very hot. I can't sit outside. It's boiling hot. It's over 100 degrees. So I'm going to have to tape from inside my house in Vegas. I'm sorry for the boring background, but I needed to get my horoscopes and predictions out to you for August. So let's take a look at August and see if there's any special days or celebrations in August. The first one is on August 13th, and that's Nag Panchami. What is Nag Panchami? Nag means snake, and Panchami means fifth. So traditionally, in very hundreds of years ago, the Hindus in India celebrated Nag Panchami because it was celebrated in the month of Shravan, and Shravan means monsoon. So August is traditionally considered Shravan month, or the month of the monsoon. And so what used to happen was, with the rains, the snakes would come out of their burrows and people would be agriculturally tilling the land, so the snakes would come out, and it was discouraged that not to kill the snakes. So they were discouraged to kill the snakes, and instead feed the snakes. And so nowadays, of course, there is no such thing as the snakes coming out of the land or anything like that. It's a civilized society as opposed to a more agricultural society. So it has lost a lot of its meaning. If people really want to do anything on that day, the only thing I can recommend is to pray to Lord Shiva. He represents the snakes, and so you can pray to Lord Shiva. You can recite the Om Namo Shivaya on that day, and it gives a lot of benefits. So the second special day is on the 21st, and August 21st is Raksha Bandhan. That's still celebrated a lot in India and amongst the Indians outside of India. What does that mean? Raksha means protection, and Bandhan means bond. So it's the protection, the bond of protection between siblings. And what do the Indians do, or whoever that celebrates Raksha Bandhan, what do they do on this day? So the sisters tie a thread, or a sacred thread, or anything decorative, or a bracelet on the wrists of their brothers, and pledge their love and support to them for their lives. And the brother pledges that they will protect their sisters and always take care of them. It's a beautiful festival that I think should still be practiced. You know, some of these festivals that we have, or the celebrations that we have in the Hindu tradition, really focus on thinking of things that we take for granted throughout the year. So, you know, we take our siblings for granted throughout the year, and sometimes we forget to say that we love them, or we pledge our love to them. So it's a great day. If you have siblings, it doesn't matter if it's a brother or a sister. I think it's a good day to pledge your love to them. So August 21st, Raksha Bandhan. Pledge your love to your siblings. Now, the last special day in August is on the 30th, which is August 30th, and it's Krishna Janmashtami. So what does that mean? Krishna, of course, is Lord Krishna, and Janmashtami means, Janam means birth, and Ashtami means the 8th. So Lord Krishna was born on the 8th of the days of the declining moon, or the waning moon. So he was born on that day, and so that's celebrated in the Shravan month of the new moon, after the new moon, the 8th day after the new moon. So that's celebrated with a lot of pomp and grandeur. Even nowadays in India, if somebody, you know, believes in Lord Krishna, they definitely do a lot of prayers on that day and ask for his blessing. So let's take a look at all the planetary transits and placements, what's happening with them in August. So the slow-moving planets don't have any transits. Jupiter staying in Aquarius, Saturn staying in Capricorn, and Rahu Ketu are staying in Taurus and Scorpio, respectively. They're not doing anything. But the fast-moving planets are, almost all of them are going to do something. So Mars is in Leo, and it's going to stay in Leo. So that's he's not moving anything. So Venus is in Leo, and then it moves to Virgo on August 8th. On August 10th. The sun is in Cancer, and then it'll move to Leo on August 16th. And then Mercury is the one that always has to do a lot of things. And so Mercury starts out being in Cancer, then it goes to Leo on August 8th, and then on August 25th, it's going to go into Virgo. So it's got 2 transits this month. Now, like I said in my July video, Mercury rules so many of our things. It rules our intellect, it rules our decision-making ability, it rules our finances, and above all, it rules our communication skills. So when it's moving fast like that, it impacts all of these, areas in our life, our communication skills and our ability to make decisions, our finance, and our wealth related activities. So a lot of people are making a lot of changes in those areas, meaning what to do with their wealth, investments, and finances, moving around a lot. Also, the problem with Mercury is that it's combust. What is combust? Mercury is very close to the sun. As you know, it's the closest to the sun. So a lot of times during the year it gets combust. So what is combust? I've explained in my previous video, is when a planet gets very close to the sun, it gets burnt or combusts its energy. So the sun takes over and doesn't let that planet give its own energy out. So Mercury is going to stay combust for almost the whole month, which means that it's not giving good energy of its own. So we have to be very careful with our decision-making abilities and our communication skills, because that's what it represents. So it could probably give us some bad communication skills, meaning we may be either depressed communication skills or fiery, angry communication skills, depending upon where Mercury is placed in your chart, or based on the ascendant and the ruler of where Mercury is at. Also, make sure you think through things before you make changes in your financial portfolios and make financial decisions, so that, because it's ruled by Mercury and it's combust. So definitely Mercury has been giving us this kind of energy since the last couple of months. It's been traveling very fast, and not only that, but now it's combust. So that's kind of the Mercury energy going on for August as well. And speaking about the moon, I've mentioned this in my prior month videos also, that the moon goes through the whole zodiac in 28 days. So there's some challenging days of the moon. It stays in the same house for 2.25 days. So depending upon the house it is and your ascendant, it kind of gives you the same result for 2 days. So because it's in the same house for 2 days, so depending upon that, it can give you the same mood for 2 days, or it can give you the same problem for 2 days. So if you're, for example, I said last time that if you're having a headache and you don't take any medication for it, probably lasts for 2 days on its own. Or if you're feeling depressed, it probably lasts for 2 days if you don't do anything about it. Or if you're happy, the mood. So the mood swings are because of the moon's transit through the zodiac. So all the mood swings that we have are basically dependent on the moon's transit. So for every ascendant, I'll tell you those challenging days when the moon is transiting your 6th, 8th, and 12th houses. The 6th house, when it transits for any ascendant, usually gives you kind of like a feeling of weakness in the body, because the 6th house represents disease. The 8th house represents obstacles and difficulty of different kinds. So I'll tell you those days. And the 12th house is just an expensive house. It kind of gives you some of the different kind of results, maybe some challenging results. So for every ascendant, I'll tell you those difficult days that are associated with the moon's transit around the zodiac. So stay tuned for those days. They're nothing to worry about. I don't think you should be concerned or worried about it. Just become aware of that. My predictions are based on your ascendant or your rising sign. They're not based on your moon sign. They're not based on your sun sign. Now, sun signs are those that you kind of, based on your date of birth, you look in the magazines or newspapers, and then you know your sun sign. They're not based on the same sign. If you're unaware of what your ascendant or your rising sign is, you can drop me a note in my comment or my email that's showing up on the screen, and tell me your date of birth, place of birth, and time of birth, and I'll let you know what your ascendant or rising sign is. I don't charge for that at all, ever. So you can just let me know. I'll let you know what your ascendant and rising sign is, so you can always listen to my predictions. I put out a video every week on different things, different transits, and then I do a monthly video on your predictions, and I've gotten feedback that it's amazingly accurate. Obviously for myself, I know if it's amazingly accurate or not, but if you don't know your ascendant, I'll be happy to tell you your ascendant. And these are general predictions, actual life-changing changing events are really based on the dashas that you're undergoing or what planet you're under the influence of based on the dashas. So these are general predictions, and I don't think anybody should get really worried about them, but just kind of a guide of to, you know, where the month may be headed. I'm going to move on to predictions now, but if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please do subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, give me a like, and definitely do share it with friends and family. I'm sure they want to know what's going on in the month for them as well. Libra. Libra, the sun has come to your 10th house. The 10th house is your house of career, status, position at work. And the big situation with you is that Saturn has been in your 4th house, and the 4th house rules your domestic happiness and your happiness at home from your definite family and definitely domestic happiness. So now the Saturn and Sun are sitting in opposition, and they're going to change something because, like I said, Saturn and Sun are completely opposite, they're enemies. So here it's the work, this is about, or this month, from the mid of July last year to the mid of August this year, this is about your work-life balance being questioned and made to change. This change that is going to happen is inevitable, and everybody that's Libra will experience some sort of change. If you're a student, you will maybe have to change schools or relocate. If you're an employee, you may have to change positions or change your job. Even if you're a business, you're owner of a business, you may have to make changes, maybe start another branch somewhere or open a different kind of business or start a different arm of business. But change is inevitable because it's Capricorn, that Saturn is in Capricorn, that's looking at the sun, that's going to be force a change now, because this is a karmic change that's coming to you. So if the change is happening or started in the middle of July and it's going to go through the mid of August, the change has been instigated by Saturn, not so much Sun. So the change is coming, and I don't want you to fear this change. In fact, you should embrace the change. It's a karmic change. This is a change that controls your destiny and the destiny moving forward. There's nothing you can do to change it or whatever. In fact, embrace the change. This change is for the better, because karmic changes are always for the better. So think through it and find all the good things about it and just accept the change and don't worry about it. The better you accept it and the more happiness that you accept it with, the better the consequence will be. Embrace the change with happiness. All of a sudden, your home life, your 4th house, domestic happiness will increase. You will see how all of this, all of a sudden, as soon as you accept the change, you will be happy at home as well as at work. You'll find that home life balance will come into play, and you'll all of a sudden be happy. I'm saying this to all my ascendants. Mercury, the Lord of communication, is challenged because it's combust. Watch your communication at home and at work. So this is very key for Libra ascendants right now. Because of the change, they may be getting frustrated. So watch your communication at work and at home. Don't ruin this karmic change because of your communication that's not professional or not cordial with your loved ones. Watch your health, make sure you're eating well, but otherwise I don't see any problems with the health. I do see some short travels for fun coming up with your children and having a good time with the family. So I do see that on the cards. Otherwise, August is a good month. My suggestion to you is accept the change very happily, and your life will change for the better. Your challenging days are the 1st and the 2nd, 17th, 18th, 19th, and then the 23rd and the 24th. Scorpio, the sun is in your 9th house, so you're going to get a lot of luck support on your side. Luck will be on your side. Also, the support of your father and well-wishers will be with you in this month. Stay close to your father and get his love and blessings. That's going to be the ticket to your good luck. Also, this is a great month for career luck and business luck. If you're employed, you will get a rise in status and be recognized in some way at work for a job well done or something that you've done. So definitely a good time for work-related position and status. If you're in business, your business may expand, and it's a great time for business as well. This is a wonderful month for income as well as increasing your money situation in your life also. So this is a good month for work, career, income, and wealth as well. So it's a wonderful, wonderful month for Scorpio ascendants. The only caution I have is to make sure that you take good care of your health. Your health may not be doing as well. You need to take good care of your health. Make sure you eat right, and you stay healthy at all times. Your challenging days this month is the 1st to the 5th, and then the 21st to the 26th. Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, your month of August is dramatically different between the first half and the second half. Why is that? Because the sun is in the 8th house for the first half of the month, and then it goes into the 9th house after mid-month. So while it's in the 8th house, you may feel like people are plotting and planning behind your back, and people may actually be doing that or talking behind your back as well. So kind of keep an eye out for what's going on behind your back. And also stay very alert regarding your monetary transactions. Make sure nobody's fooling you or any fraudulent activity behind your back. The problem is that Saturn has been in your second house for this whole transit for a very long, for the past several months, and it's going to stay there till the next year. So Saturn, the second house, represents your family, your wealth, and so it's caused disturbance or stress related to your finance and your family. So and there's nothing you can do about that right now because Saturn stays in that same house till next year. So stay very cautious regarding your financial transactions and matters relating to your family. But when the second house, during the second half of the month, when Sun moves to the 9th house, all of a sudden your luck might change because the 9th house represents your luck. So you may get very lucky. If there's things that you were waiting for, to come to fruition, any projects or any work that you were facing obstacles in the past or just wasn't happening, the second half of August, you might see that it suddenly starts to get done and luck is on your side. And also if there's something that you were waiting to hear good news on, or if there was something that you were just waiting to get done, you will see that the second half of August, those things start to happen and they get done finally. So you might finally be relieved in the second half of August. Some good things might start to happen. Finally, the bad phase that, maybe suffering for the last few weeks is probably going to be put to an end. That's good news for Sagittarius. The first half of August, you may also see that you may feel a little lonely or by yourself. So I think it's a good idea for the first half of the month to do some meditation practice. It's a very good time to if you have spiritual pursuits, to get some good results of spiritual pursuits. So do some meditation. It's a good time for that. But the second half of the month is just definitely a little more happier, and you might see some better results in the second half of August. Your challenging days are 2nd and 3rd, and then 7th, 8th, and then 16th, 17th, and then the 29th to the 31st. Capricorn, your ascendant ruler Saturn has been in your own sign for a very long time, and it's still there, and it's going to be there till next year. So what it's making you do is take on more and more work, and it's making you work very hard. Now it's making you work hard in every facet of your life. If you're employed, it's making you work very hard at work. If you're at home and you stay at home, then it's just giving you all these extra responsibilities even at home. They're just coming out of nowhere. Literally every day you get a new responsibility, it seems like, and you're just like working hard and for others. It's not like you're working for yourself and gaining benefits. It feels like you're working hard for others. Now in August, it might feel like you're getting more responsibility, and but you may be getting new thoughts and plans on how to handle them, or you actually may get more. You may have a new attitude to how to deal with them. So it's a good month, but those new work, more responsibilities are not going away anytime soon. So, but August may be a month where you get a new thought, or you get new ways to how to handle them, or a new attitude in how to deal with them. Now, when Saturn gives you any kind of karmic work, which is what's happening with Capricorn, is Saturn is causing all these responsibilities. It's giving these to you. And when Saturn does that, or when Saturn causes any event or these kind of things to happen for any ascendant, they're karmic. So these responsibilities that Saturn has been giving you for a long time and will continue to give them to you for a while, they're karmic responsibilities that you're going to, so just take them on with a smile and deal with them. These are karmic responsibilities that you were destined to deal with, and they were yours to deal with for whatever reason. So if you realize this now and you take these on with a good attitude, they'll go by faster, and you'll be able to handle them in a much better way. So August may be the month where you feel, okay, I can handle this in a better way, and then you deal with them in a much better way. Challenging parts about August is going to be that Mars is in your 8th house, and the 8th house gives sudden events that you weren't thinking of or planning of or didn't even know of, and all of a sudden that happens. And Mars is usually a strong fiery planet, so the events can be just like that as well. So take good care of your health. Make sure you drive very carefully, and if you're doing workouts or you do workouts regularly, make sure you're very cautious when you do them. You don't overdo them, don't overexert yourself. So take good care of your health as far as that is concerned, and make sure that you're stay very positive when you handle all this work, that extra responsibilities. I see August as a positive month for Capricorn, because I think they're going to get fresh ideas and fresh ways of how to deal with responsibilities. The sun is in your 7th house, so you may feel like your partner is being a little bossy and egoistic, but just deal with it with a smile. And if you travel with family, I think it's going to be a good travel. You'll have fun. It will have good consequences, good relationship building with your family. And your challenging days are the 4th, 5th, 6th, 9th and 10th, and 18th and 19th. Aquarius, your ascendant Lord Saturn has been in your 12th house for a very long time, and it's going to stay there for a long time. The 12th house represents expenses, not just physical or financial expenses, but also emotional expenses. So Aquarians have felt for a long time that they feel emotionally spent. Of course, their financial expenses have been very high, but also they feel like they're spent, and they're very tired emotionally as well. So but then Sun is in your 6th house, and then it's going to move to your 7th house. So when it's in the 6th house, it's going to feel like everybody's plotting and planning behind you, and nobody's happy for you, and you feel a little bit like everybody's like your enemy, because the 6th house is the enemies and disease. So you may not be feeling well, and you may feel like nobody's supporting you, and you're on your own, and people are talking behind your back. Unnecessarily, you may feel that way. Once Sun moves into the 7th house, you may feel like, okay, now I see success, and people all of a sudden may recognize you. If you are in a business, you may feel you get success. It's a very good time for success. It's a very good time for recognition, and it's a very good time for work-related matters. Like in your career, also, you may see success. People may look up to you and start, getting along with you. You may start getting along with people a little better too. So it's a good month for career and business and income after the middle of the month. So it's good. Take care of your health, especially your lower part of your abdomen, which could be your reproductive organs also. So take care of your health so nothing happens. So again, like I said, your ascendant Lord is in the 12th house. Sometimes their lingering illnesses may continue for a while. But Mars is in your 7th house, so there could be some fiery conversation between you and your spouse as well. So watch your communication. I'm saying this to a lot of my ascendants. Watch your communication with your spouse, business partners. Don't get into fiery speech. Don't get into ego battles with them. Your challenging days are 7th, 8th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and the 20th and the 21st. Pisces, August is a good month for spending money on luxury items and buying big ticket items. I think you'll get happiness from that. It's also a good month for success, progress, and happiness. But my guidance to you is, if you're going to start something new, then you need to be done by August 18th, or you have to wait till the end of September, because if you do anything between those two dates, they may not end up as you hoped for it to end, or have the consequences or the results that you were hoping for them to be. You need to take care of your relationships. If in the past you've had some differences with relationships with family members, August might be a good month for you to make up and have conversations with them to patch up things. And I'm sure they will understand, because this is the month where you may feel that all the relationships that you've had in the past, the troubles that you had in the relationships, or any differences where you've had, in the past with some relationships, you make up with those people and kind of explain your point of view to them. I'm sure they will understand. This is the time that you also meet new friends, but at the same time, when you make new friends and meet new people, you want to make sure you don't burn out the people that you've already known for a long time and that have cared about you. This is also the time to work hard, because your ascendant lord Jupiter has been in the 11th house, so you need to watch for a lot of things like your health, also spending unnecessarily. You have been doing that for a long time, since Jupiter did a transit last year, so you may have been spending a lot of money on a lot of things, and you may feel like it was unnecessary spending. You may continue to do that for a while, and I'm cautioning against it. Also, your relationship with your children. I know I mentioned relationships with loved ones, but also a relationship with children may be going through some turmoil regarding money matters. I think money and children is not going to mix really well in August. So, watch your communication with them, watch how you present things to them, and definitely, I think money might be an issue that you cause some friction with children. Your challenging days are 9th, 10th, 14th, 15th, 22nd, 23rd. And with that, I come to the end of my predictions. Thank you for watching.